Hi guys, it's Dr. Ann Cartini. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. I will say during this quarantine time, I have been finding it very challenging to stay committed to work out. I've been meaning to um, put out this review for OrangeTheory a while back, but then this whole thing came up. But I'm going to go ahead and do this review anyway, especially for those who are considering OrangeTheory. So I wanted to share my honest experience. I don't get paid for it. Just my honest opinion on what I experienced and what resulted from it. So some fun facts about OrangeTheory. The first the first studio started in 2010 in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I actually thought it started in Orange County, but I was completely wrong because of the name. The name actually comes from a fitness philosophy of orange effect. It means when you're in your heart zone or in the orange zone, you're in the heartburn phase, which maximizes the post-exercise oxygen. So I guess in other words, if you're in this heart zone for 12 minutes or more, you're gonna maximize and boost your metabolism so you continue to burn calories afterwards. You can wear different heart zone trackers. You can wear one that's on your wrist, similar to this Fitbit, or you can wear one that goes across the chest. I personally decided to get the one that goes across the chest because I don't know, I felt like it's more accurate because it goes close to the heart. I don't know if that's true or not. If it's more accurate, who knows? But that's what I went with. But again, you can go with the ones that are the one that go on your wrist. OrangeTheory claims that their model works because their 1 hour workout maximizes your time being there. They have coaches that are very strategic, very intentional, so every minute counts. Moreover, you're able to monitor your heart rates since you have the monitors that you're wearing, and you can look up on the screen and see where you're at. And being around other people definitely is another motivator. What you can expect, OrangeTheory, if you have one near your area, they do offer a free class so that you can see if you like it or not. I just called the studio and they set me up with a free class. They asked me to come early, which I did, and it was a pleasant experience. Of course, they want to earn your business, but when I went there, they gave me a tour. They asked what my goals were. They were really good about honing in on that. And at that time, I was getting ready for a wedding, and so super motivated by OrangeTheory does offer a free class. If you have one in your area, it would be great to check out to see if you would like it or not. They'll likely ask you to come early, which they did for me. So I came about half hour early prior to my workout session. They gave me a tour. They gave me safety guidelines so that I stay safe, don't hurt myself. They also asked what my goals were. And so they were able to really hone in, and it made me feel like they were personalizing my fitness plan, which was great. So I felt like I was treated very well. The free introductory class was very tough, I will say, because I was not used to the high intensity intervals. But my coach, who met up with me prior to the class, stuck with me throughout the class, even though there were other fitness people there, clients there. She was really great about making sure that I kept correct form so I didn't hurt myself, made sure that I didn't feel like I had to compete with the other clients, but that I should just focus and know where my limits are, and to watch what zone I'm in. After the class, the coach did follow up and showed me what the numbers on the monitor meant. Throughout the class, of course, we're wearing our heart monitors, and so there are these numbers that would pop up, and you would know based on the colors green, um, red, orange, for example. Then they tally those up at the end, and then she showed me what those meant at the end, so that was very helpful. So again, what a typical class looks like. There is an app that you can sign up for the classes ahead of time.
Okay, so you can go ahead and go in the app and book an upcoming class. Of course, right now we're in quarantine, so there aren't any classes available. However, in the meantime or anytime in the future, they do have workouts that you can do at home. You link up your wearable device with your phone app, and they have different kinds that you can do. This is just a summary of what to expect in the workout. Each workout is divided into blocks. They always start out with a warm-up, about 5-6 minutes, and then you have about 3 blocks of either cardio, strengthening, and then you always end with a flexibility block. If you guys do not have a wearable device, you can purchase one online. Here they display a wearable device that goes around your wrist. I have one that goes around the chest, which I bought directly in the studio, but if you want to, you can always buy it from this app. So this is searching for your device. I'm going to go ahead and start the workout. They always start out with showing correct form before every block. So here, these ladies are going to go into talking about showing how to do each warm up correctly so you don't get hurt. And then we're just going to fast forward into each block. Now, this block was a total of 6 minutes. And of course, if you go through each warm up and complete one round, that will complete the 6 minutes. And once you're done with the warm up, it will go into each block. And there you have it. That's a summary.
Depending on where you live, sometimes these classes get booked up weeks in advance. When I was visiting my parents in Southern California, I had trouble looking for a class, but thankfully there were other locations a little farther away where I was able to get into a class, and it was no problem if you don't mind driving a little bit farther away. But just know that it's good to sign up ahead of time, but if you miss a class, you might incur a fee. And personally, that did motivate me to come to my classes. But it's good. The hardest part for me was trying to show up, but when I got there, there were other people who were there to work out just as much as you are, and then you just go at that route. So when you get to the studio, you can either pick to go on the treadmill, because everyone needs to warm up. So you can either start on the treadmill or you start on the rower. For those who are on the treadmills, will stay on the treadmills for the first half hour of the class, and then those who warmed up on the rowers will go straight to the weights for the first hour. And then for the second half, we switch. So for the weights, if you were on the weights, then you go on the rowers. And then for those who were on the weights, go on to the treadmills. And for those who are on the treadmills, go to the weights. Now there are machines, if you need modifications, like let's say if you had a bad knee or a bad back, there are bikes and elliptical machines if you want to choose those instead. So they have tons of modifications, which is very helpful. My experience, I don't know if you're like me, but I do need accountability. So a class setting is very good. If I were in the gym let loose by myself, I could easily spend an hour and a half to 2 hours walking around, waiting for machines, and not feel like I've done anything. But the structure at Orange Theory is very intentional. I love that every minute is really maximized. Um, when you get in there, you get your own station, so you don't have to worry about waiting for the treadmill or weights because each station actually has all of the equipment that you need. Now, if you need heavier weights, there is another rack of weights that you can grab heavier weights. I didn't need them. Maybe because I'm not a heavy lifter like some other people, which is fine. If I felt like the weights weren't heavy enough, then I would just do more reps or I would take heavier weights, and if they were too heavy, I would switch in the middle and just try to maximize it that way. Yeah, so you don't waste any minute when you're at the Orange Theory class. I also loved that they had heart monitors. I seriously thought I was in great shape prior to starting Orange Theory. Because I still went to the gym, I ran, I did cardio, lifted. But I tell you, when I started using the heart monitors at Orange Theory, I realized, oh man, I was in the red zone a lot, especially in the beginning. Um, I was in the red zone a lot, which is not bad if you're in there for a short time. But I stayed in the red zone even when we were supposed to be in the cool down phase, which showed me that my heart muscle was not as strong as I thought it was. So it was good for me to know when and how long I was in the red zone, so that I could kind of slow things down and make sure I was still safe. Um, about 3 weeks later, I would say that I did notice improvement. I wasn't in the red zone as much anymore. Again, by the third week, I was more in the orange zone, which is good. And when we're supposed to be in the cool down, I noticed that my heart was able to recover a lot faster, which is excellent. My heart continued to get better and better. So I'm very grateful that Orange Theory does use heart monitors because that's science based. And I love that because that's evidence that you're getting better. I stuck with Orange Theory for about a year. Um, it was very effective with calorie burn. I was always hungry, which showed that my metabolism was definitely improving. I lost inches. The only reason I stopped is because I got injured, and it's not to any fault of Orange Theory. When you're doing any sort of exercise, you do risk getting hurt, and it's a matter of making sure that you're intentional with your posture, that you're using correct form. I got injured. I remember when I was on the rowing machine, I was trying to go as fast as I could, get my heart rate in the orange zone, and I was careless and I didn't use correct form, and I threw out my back and I strained my muscles. And unfortunately, instead of stretching and trying to get better, I continued to run really hard and just worked really hard, pushed my limits, and continued to injure myself over and over again, where I couldn't walk. It was just so painful because of my sciatica. Um, Not everyone is like that. I just know myself. I sometimes like to push my limits, and in the end, it was not helping. My physician wrote me a doctor's note to say to Orange Theory that I needed to stop my membership for now and then go with a more less impactful exercise, such as in my case, I chose yoga, particularly booty yoga. I will share with you guys my experiences so far with that in a different video. But going back to Orange Theory, I still recommend Orange Theory, especially if you're looking for something where you want to go in for that hour, make sure it's super efficient, um, and you don't have to feel like you're competing with other clients. You're just there to look at your monitor and see where you're at, even if you're power walking or on the elliptical. It's very effective. I would consider going back to Orange Theory. Um, I'd probably just need to kind of slowly ease into it because it can be intense if you're running on the treadmill. So you just have to be careful.
The first class was obviously free. I then proceeded to sign up for a non contract month to month membership for $99, which gave me 8 classes. I bought my wearable device for $74 at the time, and I ended up getting another free session due to weather related reasons. I love the Orange Theory classes so much that I ended up signing up for a 6-month unlimited contract membership for $149 per month. I believe it's $159 if you're doing the month-to-month no contract membership. I loved it so much that I signed up for another 6 month contract at the discounted rate of $149. Unfortunately, I injured my sciatic nerve pretty badly and I needed to get out. However, the only way I was able to do so was if I had a doctor's note, which I was able to get.
I do hope this video helped for those who are looking into different gym memberships. Different options. There are many, many out there. I will say that Orange Theory is one that is backed up by science because you can monitor your heart rate on those monitors. Um, with any sort of extra exercise, you always want to be careful with your form. There is a risk to get hurt with any type of exercise. Just know your body, know your limits. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. If you found that this video was helpful and if you want to hear more about different gym memberships that I have tried and am doing, feel free to click on the like button and subscribe to my channel. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below, or if you have, share what your experiences were about Orange Theory. I'd love to hear them. So I hope to see you guys next time. Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe. Bye.